What's going on, Red Wings fans? Welcome inside Little Caesars Arena for another edition of the Forecheck. I'm Daniella Bruce, and as always, I'm alongside your Red Wings radio play-by-play announcer, Mr. Kal. Ken, we're back here at Little Caesars Arena for a back-to-back this weekend, some afternoon games. It's always fun.
How did I get the title Mister? That's what I want to know. Come on, I'm not that old, am I?
No, you're not at all. What do you want to be? Give me a better word then. Just... all right, just Ken Kal. I'll go back to just Ken Kal.
Okay.
Didn't mean to make you feel old there, Ken. I didn't mean to at all.
No, but you know what? You know what? I'm excited about being here today because the Red Wings need to rebound and have a couple of good games against the Columbus Blue Jackets this weekend.
They do. And before we get into that, I just wanted to let some Red Wings fans know over last week, actually, they signed a defenseman, a 2018 third-round draft pick, Seth Barton, to a 2-year entry-level contract. He is just finishing his junior season at Massachusetts Lowell, and next year, Ken, in 21-22, he'll have a chance to make the Grand Rapids Griffins.
Yeah, great opportunity for Seth Barton. He's 6'3" and about 185 pounds, and he actually, this is a great time to be a prospect, I guess, and try to make it in the National Hockey League, especially with a team that is looking to rebuild like the Red Wings are. So if I'm Seth Barton, I'm saying, you know what, I'm chomping at the bit right now. I want the opportunity to play for Grand Rapids and then hopefully one day be a Detroit Red Wing for a long period of time.
Definitely looking forward to see what he can do with his future and with this organization. Ken, now we're going to talk a little bit about the Red Wings roster and who's injured, who's not. We know that Tyler Bertuzzi and Jonathan Bernier are still out of the lineup. Yesterday's practice, we saw Mark Stahl was not there. So wondering if he will be in the lineup tonight. Coach Blashill said the injury wasn't anything too serious. So I think we're going to have to wait and see what happens at warmups today.
Well, it's interesting because if he does play, do the Red Wings go back to that 11-7 format that they had? But seems to me that I think they might change things up a little bit, especially after a 7-1 loss to the Nashville Predators. So, Mark Stahl is a big guy. He's an important guy back there on the blue line. So if he can play, it only helps the Red Wings.
I'm also anticipating that the Red Wings will go back to a 12-6 format today. Again, this is just based on yesterday's practice lines, but we saw Evgeny Svechnikov was back in the mix, and then also we saw Christian Juice in the place of Dennis Cholowski.
Well, when you look at Evgeny Svechnikov, Daniela, he does have 6 points or 4 points on the season, 2 goals, 2 assists, -2, but he does give you that opportunity of offense, especially on the power play. He'll get some power play time, I'm sure, and he's a big body. He can win those battles in the corners, and I like the fact that if he does play, it'll be interesting to see how he does against this very good Columbus team.
Yes, Columbus, a very good team, and we're hoping the Red Wings can bounce back after a really tough road trip to Nashville, especially Thursday night. Ken, the Red Wings fell 7-1 to the Predators in a game where seemingly everything went wrong. What stood out to you?
Well, I thought the Red Wings really came out well in the first 4 minutes of that hockey game, and they actually had the Predators bottled up in their own zone. And at that point in the hockey game, I'm thinking like, wow, the Red Wings have their A game going, but then all of a sudden, 1's in the net, 2's in the net, 3's in the net. Next thing you know, 4 goals in the span of 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and really the game is over. So the Red Wings just have to do things better. They have to play defensively, check a lot better, and just make sure that they do all those little things that we talked about and get back to their game. And they're coming off a very good homestand here. Yes. Remember, they beat some really good teams in Tampa and Dallas and Carolina. So just continue to play like that, and they'll have a good chance to win this hockey game today.
That they will, Ken. And yesterday, Bobby Ryan addressed the media after practice, and here is what he had to say.
Today was probably arguably the hardest practice of the year. In a sense of what the drills reflected, and that was battle and compete. And it's no secret we didn't have that last night. So we put it into play today, and those are games that you need some kind of response from. I think that we had that today in practice, and now you hope it carries tomorrow because it's with this schedule, it's right. You're back to back again tomorrow and Saturday, or Sunday, excuse me. So there's not a lot of time to be down. You just want to come in. You want to have a great day to flush it for one, but to really ramp up the intensity today and get ready to go.
Bobby Ryan, the lone goal scorer for the Red Wings on Thursday night in Nashville. It's going to take more than one tough practice to bounce back, Ken, but hopefully that can translate into this weekend.
I know it was on those players' minds on that flight back from Nashville. They're thinking about, tomorrow's practice is going to be really a tough one. And you know what? The coaching staff, they're going to put their guys through the ringer. And I think the players understand the fact that, you can't give a 50% effort. You got to go out there and you got to compete every shift out on the ice. This is a National Hockey League. I mean, you can't take shifts off. And the players knew what was coming. But again, it's a good message sent to the players. And I think the players will respond with a good effort against the Columbus Blue Jackets today.
Yeah, not an easy opponent that they're facing tonight in the Columbus Blue Jackets. They just had a 4-game series against the Carolina Hurricanes, and they posted a 2-1-1 record. And Carolina is a really good team this year. So Columbus looks like they're starting to pick up some steam here in the second half of the season.
You know what's amazing about their team is they scored the first goal in 22 of their 34 games so far this season, so they like to get off to an early start. Now, with that said, if they score the first goal here today, you got to see how the Red Wings are going to respond to that. You know, are they going to? Is it going to be another Nashville, or is it going to be a chance where they dig in and really come back and get the lead in this hockey game? But the Columbus Blue Jackets, they seem to go into overtime quite a bit. In fact, 6 of their last 7 games have resulted in either overtime or a shootout, so they're going to be in the game to the end.
Definitely. And one of those guys that's behind a lot of that goal scoring and getting off to a good start is Oliver Bjorkstrand. He has 28 points so far on the season, and he had a big one on Thursday night in Columbus. 15 seconds left in the game, and Bjorkstrand nets one to send this game into overtime, like you were just mentioning.
Look at that celebration. There's Cam Atkinson, too, he made the play from in behind the net, then fed it right out in front. And look at that celebration by Bjorkstrand. Good player, 25 years old. He's co-tied with Atkinson for the lead in goals, I believe, in 12 on the season. And his career numbers are pretty good, 161 points in 280 games played. He's really an outstanding hockey player.
Yes, he and Cam Atkinson leading the team with 12 goals. As you mentioned, Atkinson has 23 points on the season. And on the blue line, the Blue Jackets have Seth Jones, who seems to be a Red Wing killer in 23 games played against the Blue Jackets. He has 17 career points, 19 points so far on the season.
And look at this play right here. He follows the play in, and what that does is it breaks down some of the defensive coverage for the Carolina Hurricanes, and he makes his way in and scores the goal. He's really an offensive-minded defenseman, too. He logs a lot of ice time. He plays almost 25 minutes a game out there. He's 6'4". He's 26 years old. He was a 4th overall pick in the 2013 draft, and he's one of the mainstays along with Zach Werenski there on the blue line.
Yes, a huge part of this Columbus Blue Jackets team, and he makes an impact both on the blue line and offensively, too. You mentioned the amount of minutes that he logs, and I heard you and Carly talking about it on the morning skate show today. A lot like Philip Hronek when it comes to the time on ice.
Absolutely, and look at that shot, too. Yeah. That was a goal scorer's goal right there for Seth Jones. And I just think back to the Nashville Predators. They have a history of drafting really good, solid defensemen, and they had so many defensemen that they were allowed to trade Seth Jones to the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, he's an outstanding hockey player, and he's a big reason why they win hockey games back there on the blue line.
Ken, I thought we'd be talking about Patrik Laine in a bit of a different light at this point in the season after the big trade between the Winnipeg Jets and the Columbus Blue Jackets for Pierre-Luc Dubois and, of course, Patrik Laine. He only has 1 goal in his last 14 games and 4 points over that stretch. What do you think the problem is with Laine?
Well, he's always been a gifted offensive player, and he seems like he scores in streaks if you look at his statistics in his career. But one of the things that John Tortorella likes from his players is you have to be responsible defensively, and sometimes that means sacrificing a little bit of your offense in order for the team to win, and that's playing good, solid defense, especially in your own zone. So maybe that's what's happening right now with Patrik Laine. And when you look at the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're actually getting points, as I mentioned. 6 of those 7 games going into overtime. They're in every hockey game. They just got to find a way to win those close battles and get the extra point.
They're also struggling at the center ice position right now, obviously, with Pierre-Luc Dubois not on the team anymore, and Max Domi hasn't lived up to the exact expectations that they thought of. So maybe finding the right line mates for Patrik Laine would help.
What's interesting is Jack Roslovic, who came over with Laine in that trade from the Winnipeg Jets. He actually started out really well with the Columbus Blue Jackets and gives them a little depth in that center ice position. But I would think that the trade deadline's coming April 12th. You might see them make a deal to try and bolster that center ice position.
Yes, definitely. And the Red Wings, this matchup this weekend is going to be important for both teams. For the Red Wings, it's more of a pride thing. They have to bounce back and they have to play well against the Jackets. And for the Jackets, they have to pick up points, right? They're in this battle in the Central Division. We can almost say for certain we know that Tampa Bay, Carolina, and Florida are going to get out of the Central Division unless they go on a long losing streak, which I don't anticipate happening. But Chicago, Columbus, Nashville, Dallas, all of those teams seem like they could be in the mix for that 4th spot.
I heard your interview earlier this morning, and I'll tell you what, these are big points for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They got to come here in Detroit, and they want to get 3 out of 4 possible 4 points, or even 4 out of 4 points against the Detroit Red Wings, because they can't afford to slip back into the standings. They want to try to catch Chicago. They are in striking distance. With that said, they're going to face a Red Wing team now that went through a hard practice, and they're not happy with the performance, obviously, against the Nashville Predators. So look for a Red Wing team to come out really flying here today, and they're going to throw everything they can early on this hockey game to take a lead against the the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Ken, I asked Aaron Portzline of The Athletic this question, too. Do you think we're going to see Dylan Larkin and Zach Werenski drop the gloves again tonight?
I don't know. They're friends,
I
right?
know.
Sometimes in the heat of the battle, though, if you're on the ice together, that's what happens.
Maybe
right?
they're not friends on the ice. They're friends off the ice, not on the ice, though. It was great to see, though. You know, it's a friendly competition, tough battling between the two guys. And as Aaron mentioned, Dylan gave his tickets the next day to Zach's parents. So there's definitely no bad blood there.
That's not going to happen anymore, I can tell you that.
All right, guys. Well, that does it for today's edition of the Forecheck. If you want to tune in to today's game, puck drop is 3 p.m. You can catch pregame on Fox Sports Detroit starting at 2:30, or of course, you can listen to 97.1 The Ticket with your very own Ken Kal, not Mr. Ken Kal, and Paul Woods, of course, too. And then if you're listening or watching from home, make sure you download Hockeytown Home Ice. Myself, Carly Johnston, and John Ogrodnik will be on there, and of course, Art Regner. I can't forget Art Regner.
can't.
Oh, he's listening right now too. He's probably not happy.
He's got
with-
the clean look going.
Yeah,
The
he
haircut,
does.
you know?
Haircut and everything. He'll be here with us as well. So make sure you're tuning in to Hockeytown Home Ice for your chance to win a pair of Red Wings tickets to a game this season if you are a Michigan resident. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.